welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing just some quick tips on how to get straight 7s, 8s and 9s at GCSE. Now what you've got to bear in mind is that everyone studies differently and but I'm going to try and make these apply to everyone. And I'm going to start now and not ramble on for 3 hours, which I think I'm doing. So tip number 1 is to start early. So I started my heavy revision in about December of year 11, but if you're watching this earlier than that, I would say start now. And if you're watching this later, once again, start now. There is no better time to start than this present moment. So really, the longer that you give yourself, the longer you have to build up your long-term memory, because you have more time to keep reviewing things and you have more time to make sure you cover everything. If you're watching this the night before the exam, I don't know what to tell you. Watch Primrose Kitten's summary videos and try not to panic. Tip number 2 is, that was a great transition. Tip number 2 is give yourself an idea of what's going to be on the exams. So this could be through working for your mocks. Mocks are amazing, by the way, guys. Do work for your mocks, because not only do they give you the idea of the exam, they also tell you where you need to work on and where your strong points are. But yeah, you can also get an idea of the exam just by doing practice papers, and these can be found easily on the exam board's websites or on websites like Revision World. Primrose Kitten does some good ones for science leading up to the exam, which she tries to include the topics that she thinks are going to be on the exam. Another reason that giving yourself an idea of the exams is really good is because sometimes the examiners try to trip you up and they'll ask a really awkwardly worded question. So we had a question on axolotls, and I don't think people understood what the question was about, but if you've done lots of revision, you'll know that that's how they ask things, and you'll know to look for things so you know how to answer it. Even if it seems like it's asking you about axolotls, it might be asking you about something else, and you might know what that is. And if other people don't get it, grade boundaries go down. You're more likely to get 7, 8 or 9. Moving on. I'm looking at my notes, by the way, that's what I'm looking at. Tip number 3 is using every tool at your disposal. So websites such as Seneca Learning or My Maths. I hate My Maths. Don't use My Maths. Actually, if you like My Maths, use My Maths. Method Maths has a lot of papers. Tasmay, if your school has it, get that, that's really good. Primrose Kitten's YouTube channel, free science lessons, the physics equation song, or even your teachers. They give you feedback, they can explain things to you. Your teachers are there, use them to help yourself. That's their job, but also don't annoy them too much. I think I annoyed my teachers. But oh well. Tip number 4 is more independent learning, and that's knowing the difference between active and passive revision and focusing your efforts on the active revision. I've got a textbook here, and I'm going to show you what passive revision is. Just reading the textbook. I did not take any of that in. But if I take this textbook, and then I've got my folder here, but I'm not going to take it out because everything's going to fall. I take what's in that textbook, I write notes in it, I make a revision card on it, I quiz myself on it, and I remember it, So Michael Stanhope was made agree with a stool in 1547. I wouldn't have remembered that if I just read the textbook over and over. So don't do passive revision. Active revision covers so much. Teaching people, making revision cards, making posters, quizzing yourself, practice papers, loads of stuff. And you can find the way that works for you by experimenting with loads of different types of revision. But don't just read the textbook, just don't. Tip number 5 is looking after your health. And I spelled health wrong in my notes. I don't know how I managed that. So that's getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, eating healthy, and not panicking, okay? I panicked. I stressed. You don't need to stress for GCSEs. I know everyone says this, and it's so hard to believe at the time, but once you get to A-levels, GCSEs do not matter. Please don't stress yourself out too much over them. Your health is more important than a few exam grades. And if you're healthy, you're going to remember stuff and learn better. So if you're thinking more about grades, looking after your health is going to help your grades as well. Tip number 6 is focusing on your weak points. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, I like this subject, so I'm going to spend more time revising it. Don't do that. Spend time revising it, of course, because you want to cover everything. But no, your weak points are where you're more likely to lose marks, and you can learn them and you can understand them if you put the time and effort into it. So for maths, I never understood surds. I spent most of the April holidays trying to understand surds. They came up in the exam. I had actually learned how to do them, and I think I got those marks because my grade went up. So don't throw away your marks by just skipping what you don't know. Spend more time on it and get those marks. Quick bonus tips are, I've forgotten, I didn't note them down. Give yourself breaks in your revision. Make a revision timetable to make sure you are revising every subject. Don't spend too much time on one thing because you do want to cover everything. And yeah, that's basically it. Oh, and don't have your phone with you or any distractions when you're revising unless you're using it to help you revise, because if you're getting distracted, you're not. And also give yourself set blocks of revision, because then you're more likely to stick to it. So if you say, I'm going to do some hardcore revision for half an hour, set an alarm and you have to do that hardcore revision for half an hour. You know, it's better than just doing lazy revision for an hour. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I think my mum's getting very bored of holding my camera from her face. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!